everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am sharing what I feel like is probably going to be a highly anticipated video. Today I'm going to be sharing my entire nail polish collection, which features 6,400 and something or another nail polishes, plus some extras. So before I get to showing all of the polishes, there's going to be timestamps in the description box for people who just want to jump right ahead. Probably the biggest question is, why on earth do I own over 6,000 bottles of nail polish? The answer for that is, wow. So the collection itself, I'd say, is probably like 50-50 polishes that I got from nail polish brands and 50% stuff that I bought. So like a good chunk of this is in fact polishes that I did in fact pay for. Next question, how do I store them? You can kind of see behind me, but I store all of my nail polish in IKEA Helmers. If you own hundreds of bottles of nail polish, they're a fantastic storage solution. I also do want to say I am by no means bragging. This is not me bragging. This is just me sharing the polishes that I have. I can't think of any more questions that would be very pressing, so let's just get into this. So I store all of the nail polish in alphabetical order. I'll show you all a whole 360 of the room. This is like my nail room slash my workspace slash I guess a corner of it is where I do my makeup. So I tried tidying it up as best as I could, but honestly I was just like, you know what, I'm not like, I don't do aesthetically pleasing, so y'all just see what like the room actually looks like. So I guess I'll start on this side of the room. So here are the first bunch of Helmers. My TV goes on top of the Helmers. So those are indie brands A through I think K, and then L's over here. This is where I do all of my swatching on this table here. This nail rack right here, this is where I put everything that I'm going to be swatching coming up. And then in this red Helmer is my supplies for swatching, plus more nail polish. And then the last of my indie brands are on that top row there. And then the bottom row is mainstream. I also have mainstream polishes in that orange Helmer right there. There's one of my lights. Here is my computer where I do all of my editing and also like live streams. That's where I sit for live streams. This armoire here is just like storage of things that, you know, needed to be stored. And then we've got more nail polish storage over here. This bin right here, that's polishes that I'm going to be destashing. Like, there's a lot. Like, all of these are completely full. All of it's full. And then we have more nail polish there. Right there is where I do my makeup. Over there is the Swatch. Ooh, sorry it's so bright from the windows there. Here is a close-up of the Swatch stick wall. I did these over the course of several months. This has every single polish that I own, all on these Swatch sticks. On the top row, we have pink, and it's all sorted in rainbow order. And then within each color category, it's sorted by finish. So we have pink on the top, reds, oranges, golds, yellow, greens, teals, blues continued. The start of the purples there, more purple, and then black. Then after black, we've got whites, browns, and all that. And then the bottom row is largely toppers, and then magnetics, textured, and jellies. And I did paint this wall myself, in case you could not tell. And then here is my desk that you see in all of my videos. And then we are back to over here. So I do have stickers on all of the Helmers. Some of them are a little not safe for work. So I do have a piece of wood in between the Helmers on this side and plus one on the top here. This side of the room is not level. Everything kind of like goes in this direction. So my husband put like wood in between the Helmers and on the floor as well to keep everything nice and level. So I feel like y'all want to see the polish more than you want to see me. So I'm going to set this up to be overhead so you can see inside of the drawers, because like y'all see me all the time. You don't see in here very often. I do have labels on each drawer. First one is the start of indie brands. We have 1422 Design, 77 Lacquer, Adored Colors, Alter Ego, All Mixed Up Lacquers, Alchemy Lacquers, Anchor and Heart, and Atomic Polish. In short, how much space I allocate to each drawer kind of depends on how often I get polishes from each of the brands in the drawer. This is the start of the B's. We have BCB Lacquers, Blush Lacquer, Bluebird Lacquer, and Beau Revs, and also Baby Girl Lacquers in here as well. I apparently did not make a label for that one. And I know someone's gonna ask about the tops of the bottles. I have cabochons on the top of the bottles. I've made videos on how to do these before. They're little pieces of glass that I just glue onto the top of the caps. That way I can easily see colors when I look into a drawer when I'm trying to find things. And this is the start of my Bee's Knees lacquer collection. These are pinks and reds. More Bee's Knees lacquer, oranges, yellows, and the start of greens. And then we have more greens from Bee's Knees. And also I think teals started there. And then like aquas and turquoises and the start of blues. And then more Bee's Knees lacquer is in here. There's more blues and then purples. This drawer is in fact full. I've been putting off reorganizing the Bee's Knees for the 1000th time because as you can see, a lot of my Bee's Knees drawers are in fact full. More Bee's Knees. The final Bee's Knees drawer, and this is like browns, grays, whites, and a little bit of black. This next drawer is the start of the C brand. So we have Cadillacer, Cameo Colors, and Chameleon Nails. And then we have the start of my Cert Colors drawers. These are pinks through, looks like teal is in this one. Then we have more Cert Colors in here. It's purples, blues, purples, blacks, browns, whites, same rinse and repeat. And then like I also stick multi-chrome things in the back. And then here is the start of my Cleo Non Cosmetics polishes. Then we have the last bit of the Cleo Non Cosmetics polishes and then Color Spectrum polish. This next drawer is gonna be Colores de Carol, Crystal Knockout, Cuticula, and Cupcake polish. And my cuticulas recently overgrew this drawer, so we're gonna have another drawer of cuticulas coming up. And then this drawer is Cuticula and then the start of my D brand. So in here we have Dom Polish, Danny Vienna, DRK, Dolish Polish, Different Dimensions, Ethereal Lacquer, Encounter the Blooms, Enchanted Polish, Emily Damali, Envy Lacquer, Ella and Mia, Dizzy Lizzy, and EDK. Got a lot of brands in here as well. This next drawer is the start of my Fair Maiden polishes. I don't really anticipate getting more of this brand, so like this one is also completely full. So this drawer is more Fair Maidens and then Familiar Polish, Forget Me Not Lacquer, Fun Lacquer, Floss Gloss, and Fluid. And just for some bragging rights, I do in fact own the Simply Nailogical Fun Lacquer collaboration shades. Well, the first half of them. I'm pretty sure this was probably one of the first things that I bought that was like an influencer collab. Start of the G brands. We have Geekish Glitter Lacquer, Garden Path Lacquer, Glam Polish, Great Lakes Lacquer, and Girly Bits. Geeky Bees is also in here. I don't know where the Geeky Bees label is, but I do have Geeky Bees polishes in here. This is another drawer that's pretty close to being full. These next drawer, oh, you can see me. These next drawers are probably going to be some of like my pride and joys. If you're unaware, Heather's Hughes is one of my favorite indie brands in the whole wide world. They're not really around anymore, but like I obsessively collect polishes from this brand. So these next couple of ones are going to be my Heather's Hughes collection. So the start of Heather's Hughes, these are going to be pinks and reds are in this drawer. There's probably going to be a nail polish reorganization video upcoming because I did not realize how many of these drawers were like jam-packed full with no space for growth. In case you couldn't tell, I like to have a lot of space for the collection. I don't like feeling cramped in the drawers. Like I don't want to open the drawer, be like, oh my God, there's no space to add new things. So I like to have lots of space. That's why there's so many Helmers. Next up, we have oranges, yellows, golds, greens, and then the very start of like aquas all the way in the back. Oops. So fun fact. This Helmer right here is one of my oldest Helmers. My dad put this one together and the little bars always fall out. I can always tell which of the Helmers were ones that my dad put together or which ones that Wayne put together. The one my dad put together, the bars always fall out. And I think I got my first Helmer in like 2017 maybe, so don't be like, oh, it's because IKEA's quality went down.
Shut your stupid ass up. Say that, folks.
No, it's because he didn't want to put the Helmer together, and that's why. And then we have greens, lots and lots of greens, teals, and more blues starting in the back. And then we have more blues, and then the start of purples are in here. And then more purples, and then blacks, and then browns, and then also multi-chromes in the back. And then we have grays, whites, browns, and then we have one empty drawer for Heather's Hughes for when I obtain more of them. And now this next drawer is the start of my Holo Tacos. Holo Tacos, surprisingly, is the only brand that I can say that I own every single nail polish they've ever released. Alrighty, so we have pinks, reds, oranges, yellows, greens, and then I think, yeah, green is all the way in the back here. So then we have teals, blues, and purples from Holo Taco. Ugh. These drawers are really heavy in case you're wondering. And then blacks, grays, browns, whites, you know, the same order that I go in for everything. And then empty. This is, you know, I leave this one empty for growth. For brands that like I own a lot of and I plan on getting more of, I try to leave them one drawer so that way when I inevitably run out of space, I've got like a backup drawer that I can continue adding things to. This next drawer is gonna be more H brands. I know someone's gonna say, Nicole, this isn't really alphabetical order.
Shut your stupid ass up.
It's H. I don't have it exactly alphabet, but it's alphabetical enough. So this next drawer is a bunch of brands that like I don't really get that much from, and quite a few of them aren't even around anymore. So we have Hearts and Promises, Ice Cream Nails, Illyrian, Hula Moon, Jen and Berries, Jayreen, Gior, and Ilimete. Ilimete is the brand that used to be, they used to be one of the Mooncat brands when Mooncat was still Live Love Polish. Yeah, so that is this drawer here. And then here is ILNP. Can you see what I'm seeing? Yeah, it's close enough. The reason why ILNP is in its own drawer and not in the drawer before that is because it used to be in there and then there was two, I ran out of space. Next up we have KB Shimmer. KB Shimmer, once again, same rainbow order as the last bunching. More KB Shimmer. And then more KB Shimmer. This is the last bunch of KB Shimmers here. And this is going to be another drawer that has a ton of brands. So in here we have Kathleen & Co., Crucible Designs, Law Polish, Leisha's Lacquer, Live Love Polish, Lollipop Posse, Lily Pad Lacquer, Linby Designs, Lumen, and Luna Lacquer. This is the one and only Live Love Polish that I actually own. That's like the Live Love Polish brand, and I hold this one so dearly. I love this polish so much. Live Love Polish was pretty expensive back in the day. I guess not in comparison to Mooncat, probably not that different, but I was really balling on a budget real hard back then, but like I had to have this one. It's a pink metallic. I really hope that Mooncat releases this one again under the Mooncat brand. This next one is going to be my Lindarellas. If you watch the streams, you'll have seen me swatch these out. Next up, we have Lights Lacquer, Kale Polish, and then the start of my Mooncat. More Mooncats. And then we are on M's again. We have Moonshine Manny, Monarch Lacquer in here. In this drawer, we have My Indie Polish, which is no longer in business. My Indie Polish. We have Miss Sparkle. This is another brand that's not in business anymore. This Helmer here is not really part of the alphabetical order situation because this was originally the Helmer that I used just for like supplies. And then when I was like needing more space, I decided to use it for nail polish stores as well. So here's my little horseshoe magnet. This first one is top coats and base coats that I use while I'm for swatching. There's also some acetone additive in here as well. And in here we have creams. These are all from Night Owl Lacquer. These are like all the creams. These are, if I'm gonna use a cream for any kind of swatching, I grab them from this drawer, so that's why they're over here and not with the Night Owl Lacquer brand. This next drawer is more top coats and base coats, but these are largely the ones that I don't really use super often and probably should get rid of, but I haven't. I feel like for those of you who are around the nail polish space, like, I don't know, 10-ish years ago, you probably own a bottle of Yellow Stopper as well. I don't know why these big globe bottles were so popular then, but like, I got this one from Sally Beauty, and yes, I don't know if you can see the teeth marks. But yeah, it can be a little difficult to open at times. So yeah, chewed that bad boy up. The only ones in here that like I'll occasionally reach for are these Sweet and Sour Lacquer blurring bases. And like another blast from the past for those of you, does anyone remember when Little Ondine was sending PR to like everybody? This was like a water-based nail polish brand. They are no longer around, and yeah, I bought these. As you can tell, barely use them. So now we are getting back into the actual polishes. In this drawer we have Music City Beauty, Moo Moo Lacquers, and MLF Lacquer. And then I also have all of my replacement brushes in here as well. This drawer here is the start of my Night Owl Lacquers. This is another brand that I have a lot of polishes from, so we've got multiple drawers dedicated to Night Owl Lacquer. More Night Owl Lacquer up here. More Night Owl Lacquer. This drawer is completely full. Completely full. All right, continuing with N brands, we have Nailed It, Native War Paints, Never Enough Polish, Noodles, Nevermind, and 90. Just Face 90, if you're watching this, please come back. We missed 90. Please come back when you're able to. No pressure though. I don't want to add to your stress levels, but like, we miss you a lot. We have some Nailed It's. Fun fact, actually, this polish here, Native War Paints Rock Out from Polish Pickup, May 2019. I wore this on one of my early dates when I was dating my now husband. And I remember showing this to him and being like, don't you just love it? Isn't it so pretty? And he just kind of looked at me like,
Bitch, you a little like I care. No.
I've been bothering him about nail polish since day one. Now we have O's and P's. For whatever reason, there's a lot of P brands. So like these drawers are really full. So we have Octopus, whoop. Maybe that was a sign not to talk about you. Octopus Party, Olive Ave Polish, Painted Pretty, Polish, Pepper Pot Polish, Painted Polish, Paradox Polish, Peachtree Polish, Penelope Lou's Pretty Beautiful and Limited, Rogue Lacquer, and then Polish Pack by Voyage. For whatever reason, I decided to make the Polish Pack by Voyage label just say Voyage on it. And so like it looks weird that there's a V with the P's, but that's why the V is with the P's. And then here are all of those brands that I just mentioned. And then more P brands. We have Pretty Serious, who's not in business anymore, Polish for Days, Poetry Cowgirl, Phoenix, Polish M, Pinnacle Polish, Psyche Minerals, Pop Polish, Polish M, Plus Life Lacquer, and Picture Polish. I try not to be, you know, too negative on it, but you see how those are moving? I hate these bottles with like a fiery passion. Like I hate these bottles. The only reason I haven't desashed these, I got these. I don't even know how many. It's definitely more than 5. I don't know if it's 10. The only reason I haven't desashed these is just to remind myself of how much I don't like these bottles.
What?
And I know that's a weird reason to hold on to something because like I'm not using these. Like the formulas on these were not good. Though I shouldn't say the formulas weren't good. The formulas were really, really runny because the brush stem is so long. The polishes, look at it, it's dripping already. They have a tendency to run quite a bit when you're painting your nails with them. Nothing about this shape of bottle is good for the user experience. So I just hold on to these to remind myself if I ever come across a brand that has this shape bottle that I do not get them. They're not super stable either. Like it's just a really bad polishing experience. Is that petty of me? Maybe. But it's the truth. Next up, we have Red Panda Lacquer, Red Eyed Lacquer, Restored by Polish, Quixotic Polish, Ribbit Stickets, and Ruby Lee. That's all in here. And now we have the start of my S brands. And here we have Sassy Cat's Lather, Smith & Colt, Sassy Sauce, and Starly. I love this shape of bottle. It's really a shame that one, these polishes were so expensive, and two, that they're now out of business because I love the look of this bottle. Isn't that so pretty? So pretty. And I remember when I first got these, like you see these dents in the cap. I didn't know if the dents were supposed to be there or not. The dents in the cap are in fact supposed to be there. And then empty drawer for growth, and then 2 more Starlies because they didn't fit in this one. And also, yes, you are seeing that right. Eddie Boy.
This is the skin of a killer, Bill.
This is the Skin of a Killer, the mixtape. And then Super Chick Lacquers in these 2 drawers. Oh, 3 drawers. You got all those Super Chick Lacquers. And then we have Swamp Gloss, Supernatural Lacquer, Sigizgi's Boston, Sweetened Heart Polish, and Stella Chrome. And that's what's in this drawer here. And then we have the start of Sweet and Sour Lacquer, which was one of my favorite brands. You've got Sweet and Sour Lacquer here, greens, teals. This drawer is almost completely full. More Sweet and Sour Lacquer. If you've been around the channel for a minute, you might remember when I had a collaboration with Sweet and Sour Lacquer a few years ago, and we made Summerween. This is still one of my favorite polishes ever. This was the first time that I collaborated with a brand on a nail polish. It was really, really exciting. And then for those of you who have been around from last year, you'll remember when I had a second collaboration with the brand, Or So Prugly It's Fugly. This was my second collaboration with the brand. It was so much fun to do this. I think this one is still available on the website. I don't think Summerween is though, but I think this one is still on the website. I'll promote my code. If you use code SweetNicole10, you can save 10% on everything on the website from this brand. Just to throw that in there. It is an affiliate code, so I do make money if you do use the code, but you know, use it if you want. It's no skin off my back. More Sweet and Sour Lacquers.
Do you, boo-boo?
And then Empty for Growth for more Sweet and Sour Lacquers, because I know myself enough to know that like I buy from that brand a whole lot. All right, and this is the final bit of the indies. We have T through V. So we have Trio Lacquer. I don't think they're around anymore. Top Shelf Lacquer, they're not around anymore. The Lady Varnishes, also not around anymore. Wet Addiction, Twisting Nether Lacquer. I think the Twisting Nether Lacquer website is still up, but I feel like I haven't seen Cassie post anything on Instagram in a minute, so I don't know what their status is. And Vanessa Molina. Twisting nether lacquer. So like all of these here are twisting nether lacquers, and like, do you see the differences in the caps and things? Like, I feel like within like a 12-month period, Twisting Nether Lacquer had like 5 different bottles and caps. The bottle shortage of 2021? 2021, I think we had a bottle shortage in the indie space. And then last but not least, we have my Zombie Claws. This polish is probably the Zombie Claw that means the most to me. Sabrina was super, super kind and made me a custom polish for when I got married. It's a white Crelly. Surprise, surprise, I wore a white Crelly when I got married with gold flakes and iridescent flakes as well to match my wedding dress and my ring. And the orange Helmer is the start of my mainstream brands. So here we have Barry M, Color Club, and C&D. Woo! Color Club. And then more Color Clubs, and then the start of my Essies. Oh no, why did one of the feet fall off of the tripod? No wonder it was slipping. Jesus. All right. And then we have more Essies. More Essies. I can't see the camera, so hopefully this is in focus. And then more Essies. I leave a lot of space for Essie for obvious reasons. And then we have Morgan Taylor, Nails Inc., and then Le Chat is in here as well. And then I also have these really fun Julie G textures in this drawer as well. I don't have a lot of them, but I just have these. These are only Julie G's that I have. All right, continuing with the mainstream brands, this next one, this is the start of my OPIs. And these are all OPI pinks. It looks, yeah, these are all my OPI pinks. Reds, orange, yellows. Yes, they do fall over quite a bit to my annoyance. More OPI. More OPI, and more OPI. If you had told me like 10 years ago that I'd have this many OPIs, I would call you a liar. The majority of these were purchased to do reviews, and then there's also like obviously a bunch that I've also purchased as well. And now we have the start of Orly. Woo! That just burst out. We've got Orly, more Orly, Orly, Orly. And then here we have my Salon Perfects. These are largely that I just purchased for because they were cheap at Walmart. I received PR from this brand for like a year, and I got a bunch from them as well. The notable thing that they've released is their reflective glitter polishes. These are so fun. If you have a Walmart near you, definitely recommend Salon Perfect. It's a good budget-friendly brand. Like their polishes are between like $2 to $4, and if like you time it right, you can get them on clearance at Walmart. And then the bottom drawer is empty. This next one is Sinful Colors. I don't know why the Salon Perfect label is over there. So over here we have Sinful Colors. Sinful Colors, unfortunately, is no longer around. I feel like the most notable thing in the Sinful Colors drawer is going to be these horrendous scented polishes they did a few years ago. This was the first collection that like I tried so hard to find to do a review on. If you are an OG Nicole Loves Nails fan, you will remember I did a blog post on these in like it was like the summer of 2020. These are really hard to come by now. Their parent company went out of business, and like before they went out of business, Salon Perfect was like incredibly difficult to find in store, so I ordered mine online. Sinful Colors, if for some random ass reason you're watching this, please come back. Please do a part 2 on this release as well. The people want to be choked by the smell of their nail polish. We want to be gagged from the odors.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
This next one is my Sally Hansen. You can see the top part is a lot of Insta-Dry. And then we have some of the Miracle Gels in the back. Pacific Blue. I was so excited when I finally got this. And then like this one is actually Sally Hansen's Yummy Yam, but the brush in my bottle of it broke. So I had to decant it into an empty bottle. Next is the start of my Zoyas. I want to call Zoya a good budget-friendly brand because they do so many sales. Like if you time it right, you can get Zoya for like $3. And then more Zoya. I leave a lot of room because I do buy a lot of Zoya. There is a label on this one, but you probably can't read it. It does say China Glaze. I didn't always use magnetic labels. Like see, take it off. I use magnetic labels now. I didn't always do that, and I have not gotten around to like scraping off the old labels yet. That's all. And then more Zoya all the way on the bottom that you can barely see, but it's there. So we're on the other side of the room again, and these are my Helmers on this side of the room. On this side, I have all of my China Glaze polishes. I'm sure someone was wondering when we were doing the other mainstreams where the heck China Glaze was. China Glaze kind of outgrew over there. So China Glaze has their own special corner over here, and then also with China Glaze over here are all of my toppers. And you will also notice there are a lot of Twilight related stickers over here. And also, if you know, you know.
The entire house is dark-sided.
She said her whole house is...
She is dark-sided too!
As you can see, the drawers over here are a little bit different looking than the ones over there. These are the IKEA Helmers in blue and gray. I just kind of alternated the drawers over here. Also, I put together the blue Helmers. So remember earlier when I was talking about I can always tell which Helmers my dad put together because they fall apart? I can tell which Helmers I put together because they also fall apart, and it's these two blue ones that I did myself. So first drawer up is China Glaze Pinks. China Glaze is my favorite of all of the mainstream brands. So I've got quite a collection of China Glaze. And then red. A few years ago, I was doing a China Glaze review on one of their red creams and discovered that I owned 5 of pretty much the exact same shade of red in a cream from them. And then we have dark reds, oranges, and in case anyone's wondering, yes, I do in fact own China Glaze's Don't Let the Dead Bite. I think I've got 3 of these, just to, you know, brag in the video, which I said I wasn't going to brag. Then we have some darker oranges, and then yellows, gold. I really hope nobody was watching this with their children because I'm sorry for the stickers. And then we have like the brighter like yellows that lean a bit more greenish, and then aquas, greens. Continuing with China Glaze, the teals are over here. So we've got like greens continued and then teals. For those of you who visit my live streams, you might remember this polish as being the China Glaze polish that I accidentally went Hulk smash on. And I broke it. And then I had to run off because I was bleeding profusely. So yeah. All right, and then we have blues are over here. I am a fool for this particular like shade of blue, so I have a lot of blues. For the China Glaze drawer, in case I didn't say this already, I largely have these organized in same rainbow order, but what I didn't do with the other drawers that I did with this one is that I sorted all of my cream finish polishes go together and the shimmers go together, and then holographic glitters and things of that nature I store together. Continuing on, more purples. This time it's the glitters, and then browns, and then more browns, and then gray. Continuing on with China Glaze over here, we have blacks, glittery blacks, whites, and then I've got like the back stuff with bubble wrap for whatever reason. And then this is the start of my glitter toppers. I have the glitter toppers sorted by type. These are largely chunky glitters. UCC flakes are in here. So like UCC flakes, like these Ultra Chrome Chameleon flakes, that's like these kind of things. And then chunky glitters continued. We've got my Cirque Colors chunky glitter toppers in here. And then like a lot of my mainstream glitter toppers. And then this one is Empty for Growth. And this one has like glow in the dark toppers are in here. And then here are my crackles. A lot of crackle toppers. In case you missed the memo, crackles are some of my favorite finishes. This drawer is largely reflective glitter toppers are in here. And then all of my silver holographic toppers are in this one as well. These are all my shimmer toppers and flaky and more, and like these are like the iridescent flakies where the last drawer had the multi-chrome kind. And look at this magnet. Isn't that not the cutest thing ever? This is probably one of my favorite things that I ever purchased from Polish Gamer's box. I freaking love this little Pikachu. And then we have probably the most famous and predictable drawer. This is largely my obscene collection of gold flake toppers, like true, like real gold.
I love gold.
And then I have like fake golds and other like metallic finishes. And then in the back, we've got all of my black flake toppers. And then we have magnetics in the back. And then this one is Empty for Growth. If you watch my second channel for vlogs, you would have seen my bestie, Michelle, sent me a whole bunch of empty nail polish bottles because I ran out on stream. So she sent me like a obscene amount, and I love that for us. So yeah, this is all just like empty bottles of nail polish. So this drawer here is my duplicates drawer. So everything that I have duplicates of, I keep here. Like these are the ones that like I'm planning on keeping for me. So I have, this is one of my favorite polishes of all time. It's called All Things Fine from My Indie Polish. As I said earlier, they're no longer in business. Do you see those big like rectangle glitters? I freaking am obsessed with these. And I love this polish to pieces, and so I got that. The brand was also super nice before they went out of business. When I was buying my backup bottle of this one, they actually sent me a clear base of these larger, of the glitter mix. So I also have a topper with the same glitter mix, and it makes me so very happy. You remember earlier I was talking about sweet and sour lacquer? These are my backups. Does it make sense to buy backups of neons?
The answer is hell no. Stupid.
But I'm okay with the color these have faded to. So I have backups of Summerween, and then I have two more bottles of Lost in 5. And then like another sweet and sour lacquer I have in here is Spook Squad. This came out September 2021, and this is another one that I absolutely love. I'm hoping that's showing up well. There's little ghost glitters in here, and I'm freaking obsessed. And then speaking more sweet and sour lacquer, this one's called the Nicole. Darlene actually made this one for me like as a gift, and she just named it the Nicole because of like all the funky glitters in here just made her think of me. And then the final drawer down here, these are all of my stamping polishes, and yes, the drawer is in fact full. So thanks guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's video. This is gonna be a beast to edit. Have a fantastic week everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
When I get high, I ain't looking at the clock, still ballin' like Brian. Yeah, I'm headed to the Bucks, then I'm ballin' like yeah.